What's going on, you guys? It's your boy 40 Days, 40 Nights, 369 in the building, man. Back at it again with another Jesus video. Hope you guys are having a blessed day. As always, we're going to be finishing up Matthew chapter 5 today, reading through an eye for an eye and love your enemies. An eye for an eye is verses 38 through 42. Love your enemies is 43 through 48. Let's get into this. So, verse 38. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also. And if anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, hand them your coat as well. If anyone forces you to go a mile, go with them 2 miles. Give to the one who asks you, and do not turn away from the one who wants to borrow from you. So Jesus is simply just telling you right here, like, if they're gonna punish you, let them punish you. Like, there's no other way to say this, y'all. And look, this is something that I have problems with through my whole life. I've fought so many people, and I've got into so many conflicts and fights and stuff. It's honestly not good, just reading this and I'm knowing, like, dang, bro, like, it's hard for me to be like that. It's so hard to just roll with the punches. But it's that humility, like, that you have to have with God, that, yo, you are not perfect. But you got to keep rolling with the punches, even if people are persecuting you, even if people are taking from you. If they're making you go a mile, you go 2 miles with them. That's just it. Jesus is telling you that it's not an eye for an eye. Life isn't fair. Jesus Christ is telling you to turn the other cheek. If they're going to slap you on the other cheek also, boom. It's whatever. Remember, the one in front of the gun lives forever. Just like in that J. Cole song. Next topic. Love your enemies. You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be children of your Father in heaven. He causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. If you love those who love you, what reward will you get? Do not even the tax collectors do that? If you only greet your own people, what are you doing more than others? Do not even the pagans do that? Be perfect, therefore, as your heavenly Father is perfect. I am not used to this translation, but that's okay. So, we're going to break it down a little bit, okay? Verse 43. You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. Verse 44. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Jesus is telling you to love your enemy. The ones that you see as your enemies, you have to pray for them. Do good to them. Now, I'll tell you a story. Now, I was working at a deli a while back. This girl was giving me a lot of problems. And I'm saying this older woman, like, she'd always find a way to get me in trouble. Always find a way. And I'd be accused of a bunch of things. But I remember there was one time she dropped a whole bunch of lids on the floor. And I went up to her, and she thought I was going to, like, talk down on her or whatever. Like, she was getting ready to, like, you know what I mean, like, just give me a dirty look, and I helped her. I picked up the freaking lids. And I'm not saying oh, I'm such a good person, but no, love your enemies. Love those who persecute you. The ones that you count as your enemies, those are the ones you need to pray for. And I know it sounds crazy, but look at it this way, okay? You sin every day. You betray God every day. And He forgives you every day. Why can't you forgive others? The judgment that you put on other people and the way you judge other people, that is the same way that God is going to judge you. Love your enemies. Verse 46. If you love those who love you, what reward will you get? And that's exactly right. What reward will you get if you just love those who love you? Love those who don't love you as well. Love those who hate you. It sounds crazy, but this is coming from our God. Are not even the tax collectors doing that? And if you greet only your own people, what are you doing more than others? So, if you're only greeting your own people, what are you doing more than others? That's exactly right, because everyone just does that. Everyone greets their own people. Greet the ones that you normally wouldn't greet. Look, it says, do not even the pagans do that. Yes, the pagans do that. It says, be perfect. Therefore, your heavenly Father is perfect. Be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. You gotta try and go for perfection without exactly, just, I gotta be perfect, I gotta be good Christian, you know what I mean? But give your life to Christ. Seek Jesus Christ, and He will help you in whatever it is, whatever imperfection that you have. He will help you, and you'll naturally do that without being all like, I gotta be perfect. Gotta be perfect than anyone else, than everyone else. You know what I mean? Because you're not perfect, and that would just be pride. So seek Jesus Christ and just know He's the way, He's the truth, He's the life. He's there for you. Don't give up. I thought that was on me. I thought that screen was on me. Like, not the screen, but like, I thought the foul was on me. Yeah.